I'm Alicia, and welcome to episode 2 of the Year of Actually Trying. Now, guys, we are 2 weeks in, and can I say that I have been actually trying? Yes? No? I think so. I'm not really sure. In today's episode, we're going to be working out what actually trying really means to me, and maybe helping you to work out what it means for you along the way. When I was planning for this series and doing some research, I googled what does trying mean? And the results were quite varied. I think even kind of erring on the side of being quite negative. A quote that came up was, "Trying is having the intention to fail," which absolutely baffled me because I'd never seen trying in that way. There were also discussions around trying versus doing, which again seemed quite wild to me. I've always thought that if someone is trying their best at something, then it means putting in enough effort that even if it doesn't go to plan or it fails, you can be happy that you did your best. When I amended my search to what does actually trying mean, I got quite a different answer, and it definitely aligned more with what I see actually trying to mean, and one that aligned with how I'm envisioning this series and this year. It said, "Actually trying means making a genuine, sincere, and committed attempt at something rather than a half-hearted or tentative attempt." And I think that's it. Genuine effort over half-hearted attempts. Because that's what it feels like for me. Also, little side note. Now, I'm not really into cowboy vibes. However, when I was doing the research for this video, I came across something quite interesting that I'd never heard of before. In cowboy land, try is described as a noun, and it's a core value. It means having burning desire and grit and an unwavering effort to complete a goal, regardless of difficulty or outcome. Now, I'm not going to start living a cowboy lifestyle anytime soon, but I did think that it kind of aligned in a way with actually trying. Now, back to what I was saying. I touched on this in episode 1, but where I've had a go at things that I wanted to achieve in the past, it's kind of just been in some way. I haven't committed myself to them in a genuine way. In some cases, I've rarely moved out of just the idea of attempting these things, let alone getting to a place of taking action, which I guess does fall into the trying versus doing argument. But I would argue that considering the idea of something doesn't really count as trying, because when I'm considering an idea, I'm just stuck in the planning phase, and that means I'm not attempting anything, even half-heartedly. Well, if anything, I'm full-heartedly doing the planning, because as I've mentioned before, I'm a big planner, but I'm not actually attempting to try anything. I think another element of actually trying is taking action even when the results aren't guaranteed. And I think that's one of the most important things for me to consider during this series. Any idealistic results I might have in mind aren't guaranteed. There's no definite confirmation that by the end of the year I'll be able to play an amazing piece all the way through on the piano, or watch a French film without subtitles and actually have a clue what's going on, or build an online community here and beyond. But what is guaranteed is that I'll have fun and definitely learn a lot during the process. So maybe that's what actually trying means for me. Putting genuine, sincere and committed effort into the goals that I want to achieve, and in the process having fun, experiencing new things, connecting with people, and in the process learning so much about myself and the things I've chosen to focus on. I mean, I feel like I've already learned quite a lot about myself and my priorities by doing my best to stick with the habits that I'm trying to do every day, particularly my goal of writing 1,000 words every day. So what does actually trying look like or feel like for you? I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I will see you next week for episode 3, when I'm hoping to share a little bit more on the ground action from me actually doing these things. I'm still figuring out the best way to share what I'm learning and how I'm learning through these videos. So once I figured that out, you can be sure that you are going to see some awkward attempts at me stumbling through things, whether that's a tune on the piano or a sentence in French. So yeah, I guess stick around for that, and then you can stick around to hopefully see them be a lot better by the end of the year. So I will see you in the next one.